I hope you're well, and I hope that you're having a really good start to the new year. I'm here today to kind of give you a little bit of a pep talk, really, because I know that very often we can go into the new year with really great intentions and feel, very fired up and motivated. But that can very quickly turn into overwhelm and feeling stuck or really feeling like you're just treading water and not getting anywhere, feeling like you don't know what the right actions are to take. So I wanted to talk about that today because that's so often the reason why women reach out to us at this time of year, because they've got that motivation, they know what they kind of want to do, but they don't really know how to do it. So that's why I'm here today, and hopefully it'll be helpful for you. I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, are you feeling stuck or overwhelmed, or like you don't know what to do, or you don't know how to do it? Let me know where you're at right now on your weight loss or hormone balancing journey. Maybe things are going really well. I want to hear from you too. Let me know in the comments. So here's what generally tends to happen, I think, for a lot of people. You go into the new year, as I say, all good intentions, feeling pretty good, feeling pretty motivated. And sometimes it can be that it can feel like there's a lot that needs to happen in order for you to get to the goals that you've set or be the version of yourself that you want to be. So for example, you might be thinking, okay, I need to start exercising, I need to start eating better, I need to start getting more sleep, looking after myself better, drinking more. Maybe there's other things that are not so health related that you're also planning on doing. I need to be a better sister, or whatever it might be. Often is this time of year when we start trying to better ourselves. So we can have this long list of things that we feel like we need to do. And that's when the overwhelm kicks in, because then it's like, well, where do I start? Or maybe you do start making an effort on those things and it just feels really difficult to sustain because you're trying to change so many things all at once. And it's all well and good saying, I'm going to eat better, I'm going to do more exercise, but then those things present their own challenges. When you decide you're going to do more exercise, you might from that develop a long to-do list, because you think, okay, well, I need to get some new trainers and I need to join a gym, I need to find some time in the week where I'm going to be able to work out. Maybe you need to sort out some childcare during that time. Maybe you need to start thinking about what you're going to be eating before and afterwards. Maybe you need to get a new water bottle, and you can end up this whole long list of things that you need to do just to achieve what seems like quite a simple goal of doing more exercise. That's why we can start getting overwhelmed, and we can start to feel like we're drowning and we just can't do anything. And sometimes we can get caught up in the planning of it all, and we can feel like we're really enjoying the planning part of it. We're like, yes, I'm gonna work out on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. It's going to be great, I'm going to feel great, I'm going to start going to bed earlier, I'm going to start eating such and such. That bit can be fun, and then when it actually comes to implementing it, that's when we can get a little bit stuck. And for some people that can be a bit of a pattern. So if you're noticing this pattern yourself, where you're planning, planning all the things that you're going to do, but it never really materializes, then I feel you. And it's likely to be partly to do with overwhelm and not really knowing how to start. So my best tip for you would be to just focus on one thing. And I know that is probably going to feel like the last thing that you want to do, because you might feel like there's so much that you want to achieve, there's so little time to achieve it by the time that you want to be in your size 10s or whatever it might be. But what I see time and time again with the women that I work with is that the quickest way to fail is to try and do too many things at once and to try and change too many things at once. Whilst when you're highly motivated, like you may be at this time of year, or maybe a week or so ago, perhaps it's already starting to flag. But when you're highly motivated, it is more practical and achievable to do 10 different things, change 10 different things. But that motivation runs out so quickly, partly because life gets in the way, maybe because you don't see the results that you're expecting to see. Whatever it might be, that willpower does run out pretty quickly. And so it becomes incredibly difficult, almost impossible to sustain all of those things that you wanted to change. So when it comes to changing habits, if deep down what you want is a lifestyle change, a long-term change that's going to stick, then you really got to approach it like a marathon rather than a sprint. And you need to be doing one thing at a time. Focus on changing one thing. So it might be that you decide you're going to start with drinking more water, and that is all you do. You just drink more water for, let's say, a week or two, and you focus on that. During that time, you make some changes that are going to help you to drink more water, which might be getting a new water bottle, maybe getting a water filter. It might be practicing carrying that water bottle around with you everywhere you go. It might be getting into the habit of always pouring yourself a glass of water before you sit down. Maybe it's getting into the habit of having a drink of water every day when you wake up in the morning as the first thing that you do. So in order for you to achieve that goal of drinking more water, there's many little things that need to happen so that this becomes just natural and a habit and something you don't even need to think about. So there's lots and lots of little things that you need to do, lots of little changes that you need to make in order to achieve that one thing, which is why it's so difficult to do that and eat better, exercise, blah, blah, blah. So focus on that one thing for a week or two. And once you're starting to feel like that's a new habit and it's becoming more natural and easy, then focus on the next thing and bring in the next little change. You are going to make so much more progress by doing one thing really well rather than trying to do 10 things inconsistently. Apart from anything else, when you try and do 10 things inconsistently, you start to just feel really crap about yourself because you're not doing anything particularly well. You start to feel like you're a failure, like you're never going to be able to do it. It starts to eat away at your self-belief. That's the worst thing for achieving your goals. You've got to believe that you're going to be able to achieve them. So the best thing for your self-belief and your confidence in your ability to achieve goals is to do things in bite-sized chunks, one thing at a time. So start with whatever feels most pressing, whatever you feel most keen to do it for a few weeks, move on to the next little thing. So we need to break these things down as small as possible to make them as achievable as possible. And don't underestimate the power of doing one thing really well, because aside from everything that I just said about your self-belief and confidence and all of that sort of thing, going back to the example of drinking more water, that is one of the best things that you can do for your health. Most of us spend a lot of our time in a state of chronic dehydration, and that means that our bodies don't work very well. We need water for every process in the body. We need liters and liters of water every day to be flushed through our digestive system so that we have enough fluids to make stomach acid and bile and to move stuff through, to move toxins through the body, to keep your brain working properly, to keep cells communicating with each other. So just having enough water is actually something that can make a difference to how you feel energy-wise, your sleep, your weight loss. We need water to actually, for that chemical reaction where we burn fat. So if you're dehydrated, you're not going to be burning fat so well. So it is a really good place to start. Aiming for a couple of litres per day is ideal. So that's where I would start. And hopefully this is helpful for you. I think the absolute key is patience. We want to get to our goals yesterday, but actually, if we can be realistic, if we can be patient and really infuse ourselves with that patience and take on the mindset that you will get there eventually, but you're not going to get there through quick fixes, overwhelm, taking on too much, doing things half-heartedly. So one thing at a time and doing it, giving it 80% effort is going to get you much, much further than doing 10 things at 10% effort. So I hope it's been helpful. I hope it helps you to feel motivated, and I hope it helps you to take a step in the right direction. Let me know in the comments, what's that one thing that you're going to do to get you moving forwards towards your goals? If you're feeling like you need an extra bit of support, or perhaps you're in a position where part of the reason why you're feeling stuck is because you just don't really know what else you can do, how to move yourself forward, the things that you've been trying haven't been working, then that's where we can be really helpful for you, because we offer a free weight loss breakthrough call, which is like a mini audit where we'll ask you some questions to find out what's been going on and help to determine what it is that's keeping you stuck and what it is that you need to move you in the right direction. And we can talk you through what that would look like for you and whether or not we're the right people to help you with that. And if we are, great, we'll talk you through what that might look like. And if we're not the right people, we'll point you to who could be the right people to help you. Angela said she's going to plan and shop and prep. Awesome. That is, I say this all the time to my nourishers, planning, best place to start with being successful, planning your food and making sure that you've got the food in the fridge and you're going to be able to have enough time in the kitchen to make those meals that you plan to do and that sort of thing. So that's a really great place to start. All right, thanks everyone. Hope you have a really good day, a good week, and I'll see you again next week.